Jackie Kennedy, Hillary Clinton, Melania Trump, and Victoria Beckham. On the surface, they have everything: fame, wealth, and a seat at the table of history. But they share a darker, more complex bond. They are the women who watched their husbands' betrayals become public property, and they chose to remain. We've been told this is grace. We've been told this is dignity. But is it? Or are we witnessing a cold, calculated transaction where a woman's self-respect is the currency used to buy a crown? Today, we're deconstructing the grand bargain of the world's most powerful wives. To understand these women, we have to stop looking at their marriages as romances and start looking at them as strategic alliances. For a woman like Hillary Clinton, Bill wasn't just a husband, he was a political vehicle. In the 90s, a divorced woman had almost zero chance of reaching the Senate or the White House. Hillary's silence during the Monica Lewinsky scandal wasn't an act of forgiveness, it was a career move. She protected the presidency so she could one day run for it herself. Similarly, Jackie Kennedy knew the myth of Camelot was a fragile glass house. Had she divorced JFK over his endless affairs, she wouldn't have been the eternal First Lady, she would have been a footnote in a scandal. These women didn't stay because they were weak, they stayed because they were ambitious. They realized that in a world designed by men, their greatest power was reflected through the man beside them. They traded their emotional peace for a platform that changed the world. In the modern era, the motive shifted from politics to capitalism. Look at Victoria Beckham. When the rumors of David's infidelity broke in the early 2000s, brand Beckham was in its infancy. A divorce would have shattered the image of the perfect British family, a product that is now worth billions. Victoria's pain, which we finally saw a glimpse of in their recent documentary, was real, but so was her business sense. She chose to be the CEO of a broken home rather than the victim of a tabloid headline. Then there's Melania Trump, a woman whose marriage is often viewed through the lens of a legal contract. For Melania, the deal is clear. She provides the image of the stoic, beautiful wife, and in return, she gains a level of protection and wealth that is untouchable. When the Stormy Daniels news broke, she didn't cry on camera, she simply didn't show up. It's a silent, transactional existence where the First Lady title is a job description, not a romantic status. There's a toxic psychological shield these women use to survive, the final victory narrative. It's the idea that it doesn't matter who he sleeps with, at the end of the night he returns to my bed. This is often sold to us as a sign of a woman's ultimate dominance over her rivals. But let's be honest, is it a victory? When you accept that your husband treats other women as disposable toys, you aren't the winner, you are the gatekeeper of his reputation. By staying, these women provide a moral cover for their husband's sins. They tell the world, if I can forgive him, so can you. This isn't an act of love, it's an act of complicity. It reinforces the idea that for a man to be a great leader or a global icon, he is allowed to be a terrible partner, and the woman's job is to sit there, smile, and wait for the return that supposedly validates her worth. The most uncomfortable question remains, is this still necessary? Even in 2025, we see a pattern where the path to power for women is often paved with the endurance of disrespect. The system still rewards the loyal wife and punishes the emotional divorcee. We celebrate the strength of these women, but we rarely ask why our society requires them to be so strong in the first place. Why is the cost of a woman's success often the public sacrifice of her own dignity? We're living in an era where women are more independent than ever, yet the lure of the power couple status continues to trap brilliant women in a cycle of silent endurance. Jackie, Hillary, Melania, and Victoria. They are icons of fashion, politics, and business, but they are also reminders of the golden handcuffs. They proved that you can reach the top of the mountain, but the air up there is often cold and lonely. They aren't role models of love, they are study cases of power. So I ask you, is it an honor to be the woman who stays? Is it a trophy to be the one he comes home to after he's done with everyone else? Or is the greatest power of all the ability to walk away from a table where respect is no longer being served? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Is the First Lady era over, or are we just getting better at hiding the pain? Like, subscribe, and let's keep deconstructing the myths of the elite.